Can you fix a catalytic converter code with steel wool? I don't know, we're gonna find out. So hey guys, how's it going? You saw that video I made where I put the spacers in and it didn't fix anything. It was called a $5 fix. I seen the video of it several years ago. And what they do is they put spacers in. So I figured, let me try that and see if it works. And to me, I thought it might be a myth. Apparently it does work on some cars. Didn't work on my truck, obviously. A few of you had actually commented, take steel wool, stuff it down inside that extender, and then put the O2 sensor in. And this will fix it. So let's find out. Now, I need to say this. This is for off-road use only. It is not for, it will not meet emission standards if you do this. This is illegal, so don't do it. However, I can do it on my truck because my truck, an 05 Dodge Ram with a 4.7 liter, and it's a two-wheel drive. Apparently, some of you missed the fact that I did say that in the other video. But anyway, so I'm going to try this. I'm going to crawl underneath this, and I'm going to stuff steel wool inside that extender that I put on there. So I'm going to try to set you up underneath. I'm doing it at my house. I'm doing it on the ground. I'm doing it on the grass because it's kind of hot, and being on the concrete, kind of hot, and I don't have a lift at home. So let's go ahead. Let's crawl underneath this thing. I'll show you what I did, and we'll go from there, and we'll try this out and see what happens. Okay, so up underneath here, like I said, I'm laying on the ground, so I apologize if the video is a little wonky, possibly. Now, the other thing too is, in the other video, I showed you that tool that I had. That's an older tool that's no longer made, apparently. I did look to see if I could find it, but it's not made. I did order myself for home a different wrench. I actually tagged it because I did some research and I found that there's another wrench similar that's supposed to work pretty darn good. Okay, so as you saw, I just unscrewed this. The extender here, what you're supposed to do is take some steel wool. I will just tear a little chunk off, wad it up in a ball, and stuff it down in a hole. Now, will this actually work? Don't know. No idea. Apparently that's too much steel wool. Yeah, it's too much steel wool. All right, I gotta take this back off now because I'm gonna have to get that out of there. I put too much in. This is just a trial and error thing. And like I said, I'm trying to do it on my back, so it's not the easiest thing in the world for me. Looking for a wrench. Here it is. There's a wrench that I had to cut up probably for an O2 years ago. I had very limited room or something. Now the ends of these spacers actually unscrew, so I should be able to unscrew the end to get a different amount of, let's see. Oh, maybe it won't unscrew now that it's been heated up. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so all that was there is a little screen. Where the heck did I put it? Just had it in my hand. Here it is. It's just this little screen. Sorry if I'm all over the place. Just this. And basically it sat down inside this little piece here that screws on. So let me get this in here. Like such. So then you see the screen is right there. And then let me screw this back together. I pushed the the steel wool rather down inside. All right. So now will the O2 sensor screw in? Yeah, now it will, because I tucked the steel wool in down deep. All right. Let me screw this in first. I'm really curious if this is going to work. If not, give me other ideas, what you think might work. Like I said, in my state right now, because the truck is 21 years old, I only have to meet standards for 20 years. So I'm outside of that standard. It will pass. It passed with the check engine light because I just had the inspection done. So, but you have to go by your state laws just to make sure. Like, I'm not tampering with anything, so that's required, I mean. That's what I should say. All right. So now, let's tighten this one up. And good and snug. Good and tight, the German torque spec. All right, let's get you to the other side now. Let me get set up on the other side. Okay, I got to try you in a slightly different position for this one. Let me see, can I get this wrench on there? Oh, it twisted the whole thing. Okay, because I can't find the short wrench that I had. I know it's here. Just got to find it. Oh, the dogs are going crazy. There's a siren. I'm assuming you can hear that. I got to find another 7/8 wrench to cut up one that I had. All right, let me find that, because I couldn't find it. I can only find the long wrench. I don't know what I did with the short one. Hang on. Okay, I found the other wrench. I was leaning on it. That's the joy of doing stuff on your back. But what are you going to do? All right. You get to watch as I go ahead and do this stuff. I might have to find a different type of wrench for this. I guess I made that pretty darn tight. Oh, there it goes. Okay. A lot tighter than I thought I did. All right. So what we're going to do is take a piece of steel wool again. Might be a little bit bigger than the other one. Now, what I did was I just packed it in using a pen. That's all. So you see it's sitting down inside there. Okay, the O2 sensor screws on. So we're going to put this on first. Let me move you a little bit. So focus on that. Let me screw this down first all the way. Curious if this does anything. I forgot the, because I get so many darn messages and comments, so it's like I can't remember everybody, and I apologize for that. Some of you had asked too, will that hurt the O2 sensors being in direct line with the cat, so to speak? And no, it won't. You got to remember something, the upstream O2 is in line with direct exhaust because it's before the cat. Now, yes, I know I'm going backwards. I'm doing that on purpose, just to get the twist out of the wire as much as possible. Okay, good and tight. All right, let's get out from underneath here and let's look at the scanner and let's see what we got. Okay, so we're back in the truck and here I got the scanner hooked up. And as you see, PO430, PO420, cat efficiency, bank 1 and bank 2. We know they're not efficient because they're basically not even there anymore. So I'm going to back out of this. We're going to clear fault code. Yes. Wait a minute, did I actually? Oh, it must be working. And there we go, it cleared. All right, so let's just check our fault codes again, just in case. No DTCs, perfect. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna start it up. Let's go back, let's look at data. Let's just see if anything changed from the last one. Read data stream. And we want 1-1. We're only checking one side, we're not checking both sides. And, oh no, wait, not that. Not goal, I wanted volts. volts, 1 volt, and I want 2 volts. Okay, so we're gonna hit OK. Oops, no. So now, oh, dang it, that's my fault. I hit the wrong button. All right, so now what you want to do, this is what it's seeing, okay? But what I want to do is I want to see this in a graph form. So I'm going to hit combine, and I'm going to pick this one and this one. I'm going to hit OK. So now the blue is the upstream. The yellow is the downstream. Maybe this does work. Oh, this is pretty interesting. Wow, I would have never expected that. Okay. I'm going to go for a test drive, and I'm going to see what it does. And I'll make a stop along the way, and then, yeah, I'm impressed. I can't believe that actually did something. I know some of you said, too, that some of those, you could buy those spacers with that actually have the catalytic converter media in it. So I haven't looked for it, but I saw this one. I figured I could do this at home with no issue without having to buy anything, since I already had those adapters. So I'm actually very impressed. Now, am I going to get a slow response code? That's the question. Okay, let's road test this and see what happens. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so I'm actually a little optimistic here. Let's see. Through the road test. But if you look, you see the upstream is moving up and down. They are a little bit slow, but then again, they have, I believe they're original, they have 283,000 miles on them. So I'm going to want to put a set of upstreams in this thing. But the downstream is reading, it's obviously not steady, but it is moving around. So, I'm curious how long this is going to last. Because will that steel wool burn up? I don't know. It might. I don't know. We're going to find out. But I think because it has that screen in that inside there, maybe it won't. Maybe it'll stay. I don't know. I'm only halfway through the road test. Let me head home and let's see what the results are. But then again, will it set a slow response code? I don't know. It might. But I won't know for a while, probably. But let's get back and let's see what happens. And then we'll read codes again, just in case. As you can see, I'm still driving. As you can see, we get some response out of the second O2, but not much. Okay, and there you see it. Okay, so I don't know what a healthy O2 is supposed to look like downstream on this particular truck. And like I said, the upstream is a little on the slow side. So let me back out of this. No DTCs, okay. Let's wait a minute. Now, in case you're wondering, this is a King Bolin S600, and I'm going to be doing a test. I had mentioned this in the past. I'm going to be doing a test on a bunch of different scanners and like handhelds, handheld scanners, that is, all the way from something really inexpensive to up to something that is expensive. And we're going to just do like a basic comparison of them. Okay, so let's do this. Sometimes codes require 2 starts. Okay, and no DTCs yet. So I think I'm going to call this a win, possibly. If something changes down the road, I'll make a follow-up to this. But yeah, I'm actually impressed. I'm surprised. But yeah, now like I said, I think the steel wool will probably last only because it's behind that metal screen. So, it's not like in direct line to the exhaust where it's going to get all burned up. So, yeah, pretty interesting. So, we'll call this a possibility for now. But I'm going to leave it at that. If something changes, because it'll be a day before I put this video up, if something changes in the meantime, then I'll try to add that to the end of this video instead. So you'll probably see it at this point right here. So one of the viewers that recommended doing the steel wool was C Red Derb 22. Okay, so I'm taking your suggestion. That's why I did this. A few other people also mentioned it, but you mentioned it first, or at least the first message I saw that said that. So I tried it, and so far, so good. But we'll see. We're going to let it go a week and see what happens. Thank you. Okay, so I actually took the truck, and I had to go on an errand. I had to run into town, which is 20 minutes away. So I drove into town. I went into Walmart, did what I had to do there, and I drove all the way back. And guess what? Still no check engine light and no codes. So, yeah, so far so good. I may put a follow-up in about a week just to let you know what happens. I think if you're going to do this and you have those adapters, those extenders, I think you really have to pack them tight like I did on this with the steel wool. How long will it last? I don't know. I'm sure we're going to find out. So I'll get back to this in a week and we'll see what the results are. Okay, so here's the ending of the video. Okay, I stopped it on purpose this way in case when I go back to this later on, I have a spot to put that piece in. But yeah, so this is still the same video. So, like I said, if this works out, I'm going to give it a day. I'm going to try it because the other way, it happened within an hour of me getting home. You know, I went back out to go run an errand, and the light popped right back on the road test. So, yeah, let's see what happens. All right. I hope you got something out of that. I did. I didn't expect the results that I got, but yeah, so pretty cool. All right, guys, if you got something out of that video, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys, have a great day. Oh, share my video too if you don't mind. And also, I come to learn there's a thing called hype a video. If you can hype my video, that would be fantastic. It would help me out. There's like a leaderboard on YouTube, and it helps you, I guess, get your videos out there. It doesn't cost you anything. You get a certain amount. I think you get 3 hypes a day. I don't know. So, but if you can hype me, I really appreciate it. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching.